they have enough, you know? You are already so up. You are so up. You have enough. Stop. Stop.
I truly believe that America has an insatiability problem. We don't have a concept of enough in this culture. And I do think a big part of that is because in our capitalistic society with very few social safety nets, we have this underpinning of artificial scarcity that permeates just everything. We don't ever feel like we have enough because we have been made to believe that there is no enough and that we are in competition with other people for resources, while the billionaires hoard the vast majority of those resources for themselves. I really think there are two different things going on here. The super, super rich, they're never going to feel that they have enough. Something is deeply broken inside of men like Elon Musk and Donald Trump and Peter Thiel and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett. There are no good billionaires. Anybody who feels that they have to continue to hoard more and more wealth, more than they could spend in 5, 10, 100 lifetimes, something is deeply broken inside of that person. But their insatiability, their discontent that breeds that insatiability, their constant desire to try and fill an emptiness in their life by hoarding resources and depriving of other people of those resources, I think that has a ripple effect throughout our whole culture. So on one hand, I don't think that we can fix the insatiability problem of billionaires, and I wish we could have more open conversations about how it's abnormal to want to hoard that amount of resources. It is abnormal to want to be a billionaire. Something is wrong with those people. But on the other hand, because we have an oligarchy, because we have billionaires, because we have prioritized corporate greed, profit, because we have built our society around the exploitation of capitalism, it creates an anxiety in the general populace where we never feel that we have enough because we feel that it could all be taken away from us in a moment's time. We don't have stability. We don't have support networks. We don't have community care. We have toxic individualism in this country. So if I don't hoard it for me and mine, right? If I am not a prepper with my vast array of supplies that can get me through any kind of hiccup or hurdle or any catastrophe, then I can't expect in the United States that the society will take care of me, that those around me will take care of me. I have to look out for myself. That generates a tremendous amount of anxiety. When you can't lean on anybody else, when your society has not built any kind of infrastructure to care for those on the margins, to care for those who experience catastrophe. Don't forget the number one reason that Americans file for bankruptcy is medical debt. It's so difficult for us to feel that we have enough. And again, I mean us regular folks. I don't mean the super rich, because they exploit, because they hoard far more than their fair share of resources. We have not been able to create a society where our needs are met and we can breathe a little bit. We can say, okay, I do have enough, because if I get sick, if I am injured, if I lose my job, I know that we have designed our society so that my needs will get met and I won't lose my home and I won't starve to death, right? We don't have that in the United States. I know when we talk about the concept of enough, when we talk about how Americans can appear greedy to other folks, we appear to a lot of Europeans like we are workaholics. People always bring up this word, this Swedish word, I hope I pronounce it right, lagom, which means enough. It means not wanting more than you actually need to live a good quality of life. Lagom is about cultivating moderation in your life, understanding that excess does not bring you more happiness, that excess is taking more than your fair share. In permaculture, we have 3 ethics: earth care, people care, and fair share. And this Swedish concept of moderation, being able to strike that balance where I have enough to get my own needs met and I can experience security and also comfort and a good quality of life without taking from my neighbor or from the planet, without spending my life hours laboring excessively to hoard more resources. That's very much in alignment with the permaculture ethic of fair share. There are more than enough resources to go around. In the United States, the wealthiest nation on earth, there is more than enough wealth to go around to meet all of our needs, to give us all healthcare and housing, to end poverty, for us to all have a good quality of life. It is entirely because of the billionaires, their discontent and their insatiability, that the rest of us have that kind of anxiety. The rest of us here in the United States are not able to cultivate that sense of enough. So yes, I appreciate that the articles go around every couple years talking about how Americans need lagom and how we need to learn that enough is enough and we need to learn to find contentment. We need to stop being workaholics. We need to stop feeling that we desperately have to save and save and save. We all live that reality here because we don't have social safety nets like folks in Scandinavia have. We don't get paid maternity and paternity leave. We don't have our college paid for. We don't have universal health care. We don't have guaranteed pensions. Almost every American is one or two crises away from homelessness. Right? Like if you're your average American, you're one crisis away from homelessness. If you are doing better than the average American, two crises. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is poised to be the world's first trillionaire. Meanwhile, the super rich have become even wealthier. The wealth disparity in this country is at an all-time high. Since Donald Trump got elected, the corruption is so overt. The grift is so overt. We are struggling harder and harder, and they are becoming richer and richer. But they will never be content. They are insatiable. In order for us to have a society here in the United States where we could have lagom, where we could have that sense of enough, we have to do away with billionaires. Like what other option is there? We need to have a wealth cap in this country. We need to overturn Citizens United. We need a government that works for us, the people, that designs our society to care for our needs, not to funnel our tax dollars up to the wealthiest couple hundred folks in this country, many of whom take that money out of the United States. The solution is that we tax the rich. The solution is that we do away with the concept of a billionaire. Nobody needs that much money. When the average American is up to their eyeballs in medical debt because of our for-profit healthcare industry, but we could have universal healthcare for everybody, but we don't. We don't because of the super rich CEOs running for-profit healthcare and all of our politicians who are lobbied by and own stocks in for-profit healthcare. We have to get the money out of our politics. We have to have a wealth cap. We have to have elected officials who represent us. We need a representative democracy that represents the people and not the interest of corporations. I think your average American could cultivate a concept of enough. I think your average American very easily could say, I don't want to be a workaholic. It's not a moral good to have sold my soul and have my entire personality be wrapped up in my job. My job does not have to be my entire life, despite the fact that Americans have been taught that. Yeah, we could have a concept of enough, but we first have to structure our society around something other than corporate greed and toxic individualism. We have to have a wealth cap. We have to tax the rich out of existence. We have to redistribute those resources, that third ethic of permaculture, set limits to consumption, distribute resources so that everybody has their needs met. That's really scary for a lot of people in the US. But what's scarier to me is that the super rich, they have an insatiable appetite. Their greed knows no bounds. They will never feel that they have enough. They will take and take and take and take from the rest of us till we are just shriveled little husks. Watching that creator's video, watching young people despair as they watch the wealth gap grow. When are we all collectively going to decide that we've had enough of this? Because it doesn't have to be this way. We could have a culture of moderation, of balance and enough.